So tonight we are talking about authenticity. So we hear a lot about authenticity these days. When we interact with people, we hear, we see it in the books that maybe we're reading, we hear it a lot, be authentic, be yourself, but what does it really mean? How can we take that? It's so easy for somebody to throw these words out, or for us to say, oh, I'm just going to be authentic. Authenticity is knowing who you are at your core. It's aligning with your true beliefs and then having your actions align with your beliefs, right? So it's about being comfortable in your own skin. That's a lot of us sometimes that's hard, especially if you have social anxiety. Being familiar with yourself, being aware of why you think and believe the way you do, and being aware of why you do the things you do. And when we're growing up, we all get our beliefs from our teachers, our parents, the people we're surrounded by. And I wasn't any different. I never really took the time to think about what I really believed. I was never mindful enough to even realize, do I really believe this? And so I would just start repeating. Somebody say, oh, who do you think? What do you think about so-and-so? I would repeat what my mother said. What do you think about this? I would repeat what my mother said. I didn't consciously know I was doing that, but that's what I was doing. People started asking me, why do you think that? I don't know. I didn't know. I didn't know how to answer the questions. And so I started thinking, why do I think that? And of course, one thing led to another. Oh, that's because that's how my mother thinks, but do I think that way? Well, let me think, and then I realized that I don't really think like my mother. I remember I was shaking because I was not buying in to somebody else's beliefs. I had my own, and I was able to say why I had my own. But that was a real scary step for me because I was going against, how I was raised. Now, to find our authentic self, we need a bit of introspection. This is how we decipher who we are. What motivates us? Do I believe this? We need to ask the questions. Is this my belief, or is this something my mother always said that you need to do? And you just buy into it, or my father, or whatever the case may be. So you ask yourself what motivates you. When you're doing something, are you finding passion in it? So this is how we find out who we are, core beliefs. A lot of times you have to make changes that you're not really ready to make. Like maybe quitting jobs that, you're making good money at, or, maybe severing relationships that are no longer working for you. There's a little bit of fear when you really start checking in to see who you are, trying to learn who you are. So being authentic is about following an internal compass and having a deep knowing of who you are and what you really think, regardless of social pressures. So being authentic. So we have to want to be authentic. Basically, we have to intend. We want to be authentic. And we have to know what being authentic looks like, what it feels like. Because a lot of times we can feel it. We feel it in our body. This is one of the reasons that we do the body scans a lot, to get ourselves used to our body sensations. We want to be able to acknowledge where it is in our body when we're saying something that's inauthentic, that's something that we don't really believe. And so how do we do this? You ask yourself, what do you value? What are your core values? And this is all introspection, right? This is all work. Basically, it's work. They have classes on this that you could take for 6 months, your core values. They're hard because it takes a lot of thinking. So what do you really care about? I want to ask, is it your values? Are they your beliefs, or are they your parents' beliefs? Did society tell you that these are all your values, or are they really your values? What are your values, and are your actions reflecting that? We need to pay attention. This is what I was saying earlier. We need to notice the feelings when we speak. Notice the feelings when we're doing certain things. Notice the feelings in our bodies. Pay attention. And trust your intuition. I talk about this a lot. Trust your intuition. Your hunches. Oftentimes when we're doing stuff that's inauthentic, sometimes we even say, this doesn't feel right. We even say that. We even repeat that in our head. Something's not right here. This doesn't feel right. And then remember, it's the journey. Kindness, compassion, forgiveness, and love, right? The easiest thing for human beings right now, out of all those four, is kindness. It's really not that hard to be kind. So we can at least do that. Kindness, compassion, forgiveness, and love. Okay, I have a quote. And this is a quote on authenticity. Be yourself, because everybody else is already taken. I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, I'm going to let it shine. Namaste, my friends. Thank you so much for coming. Until next time.